AMA is over. We asked them everything we wanted to know about Dead by Daylight. Of course, Lara Croft is coming July 16th, about 2 weeks away. But before we break out on everything, welcome back, Daddies and Ghost Beaters. If you're new to the channel, I am Old Head Gaming. If you want to stay updated on all the latest horror race sim news, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. So let's hop over. We're going to take a look at all the questions. They've been condensed, and I'm going to break them all down for you. There's be some that just are kind of like meh. So we'll just kind of speed by them. I'm not going to give you a whole lot of my thoughts unless there's something big, like when they talked about maybe doing something for P100. I'm going to give you a little bit of insight of what I think of that. But let's hop over there and take a look now. Dwayne has done an amazing job of putting these all together, and we're going to talk about them. And the question was, will we ever get a new P100 cosmetic? Prestige rewards are being looked at, including those for P100. Looking forward to sharing more info. So maybe. And I think this is something they need to address because so many P100s are happening now. Everyone wants something for hitting that milestone other than just a P100 by the name. I feel like it's something that's got to happen sooner rather than later. So someone asked if you could hide accessories, add that as a feature. They said it was a good idea. This was one of my favorite questions actually from Pac-Man. Why is everything in the Deep Rift blue? It's blue because the Rift is blue, and we've gone deeper into it. Joking aside, we will be adjusting how creative variants are. Battle Pass outfits feature as we continue to update the system. This will not always be blue. Like, I hate the Deep Rift stuff. Like, I got it all during this time just because I was completed it all, but it's hideous. Are there any plans to make solo queue better to play? EX making Kindred base kit using DBD mobile load screen to let us see teammates, perks, etc. We are constantly looking for ways to make the survivor experience better, and we will keep the suggestions in mind. We haven't been hesitant implementing visible perks in the lobby due to other concerns like griefing or lobby dodging, but topic as a whole is in discussion. Do you have any plans to rework Freddy or Myers? Freddy has been update planned. We'll have more information on that soon, so stay tuned. As a Freddy man, I'm very excited. Myers is definitely also on our radar. We hope to update him in the not so distant future. Freddy needs a rework. I love playing Freddy just because I'm a Freddy Krueger fan, but he needs some love. Is a bigger change for Skull Merchant planned next year? As designers, we can really say we're happy with Skull Merchant is currently, and it's something we're looking into. We have some bigger changes planned for her next year. Slugging has become extremely common as of late. A lot of killers create special builds to down all survivors. Some perks like Knockout promote this playstyle even more. Their plans in the future to prevent such unpleasant situations. Okay. There are a few different big issues of this caliber that we are brainstorming and trying to address the right way. Other than saying we're working on, all I can tell you right now is that we're aware of the issue. Will there be a new roadmap of planned changes? The one that you guys made last year told us all the different changes, and it was awesome. There will be. We're working on it right now. It should be available by the end of the month. Expect to see that probably on the August live stream. By sending an email, what are the most effective methods, platforms to send feedback? The most effective way is give it on our forums and Reddit. Voice lines for previous older survivors are being explored internally. We're currently actively exploring internally, but we can't provide a timeline when these voice lines will be added. And that's something that we see with a lot of the new characters is how animated they are, how much they talk in the game, in the lobby, everywhere. And it's really nice because it makes the characters feel more alive. I hope they do go back and add this to other survivors. During the release of the All Things Wicked chapter, a very small minority of people who said they weren't okay with creatures like Wendigo being in the game as it was closed culture. However, as a Native American, I would absolutely love to see the Wendigo and other creatures from culture being represented in DBD. What do you guys think? Thank you for letting us know. When we consider it folkloric content, we surround ourselves with experts to make sure the content is not toxic or incendiary, and tips that we can make it shine with the right light. Our goal is to make amazing cultures that run and represent different cultures, folklore, and themes as well. So maybe not. Could ever get a definitive list of original character ages or birth dates? Very few characters have an actual establishment. Who cares? Like, does it really matter? What are survivors for the official release trailer up to nowadays? Do they have official names? Will we ever see them in game? Also, there was a female police officer featuring the concept art book. Any words on her? These survivors have been redesigned to the original 4 that are in the game today. There are so many concepts that we dropped and never used along the way. I have to admit, it would be nice to revisit the concepts eventually. I'm desperate to know, why did Mystics turn on Talbot before he had a breakthrough with Soul Chemical? My theory was always that Talbot intended to share it and not gatekeep it. They wanted to hoard the information, but I don't know. What really happened? Are we gonna get more of Blight's lore? Thank you for that question. I can't give you more details than what we can be interpreted in the lore entries. As for stories, yes, absolutely. We want to go back to past characters and add more lore for them. As you can imagine, it's incredibly challenging to do so as we're adding more and more characters each and every year. How about a fast prestige system where I can choose like 5 items that should be preferred over the other item that I can prestige with one click at anything else that's been planned? Thank you for the suggestion. We will consider it, but we're discussing improvements to our blood web. Are there any plans to increase the prestige beyond 100? Currently, we do not plan on increasing the prestige level. And it plans to get rid of linked sets. Linked sets are necessary for some outfits that either have a technical issue clipping or breaking when unlocked, or locked for license purposes due to technical constraints. Hi, since the bundle's new feature was implemented in the store, are we going to see individual cosmetic prices in the rifts represent like Jane Bowman's Wonder Head? Hello, we'll be starting to rotate bundles outfits from past rifts to make sure the players start getting access to older content that hasn't been available in the store. We're looking at having a bundle in the store every end of summer. It's a good idea to potentially expand beyond those outfits to individual pieces as well. We'll look into it. Any official statement on when cosmetic gifting will be out of the game? We don't have any official statement on that, but it's still in the works. It has not been abandoned. Is there any plans to expand the features of legendary characters? For example, giving them their own menu portraits when selected, or bloody prestige cosmetics? Yes, we have been considering a system for legendary outfits that would allow you to have them own outfits, other visibility options like a character in the selection menu. We have a bunch of legendary outfits that we'd love to get different variations for too. So, Chris Redfield fans, he might become a real character. Singularity's recent rework aimed at aim assist features on placing cameras. It might be helpful for new players, but it's also making them very clunky for more experienced ones as it affects the amount of control you have over the pod and the placement. Will you tweak it or make it optional? I think we'll be pleased to know that we watched the PTB closely and decided to remove the aim assist from biopods. Despite making it easier for players less familiar with Singularity, we agreed this did make him very clunky and didn't lack skill expression for making the killer special. So that's the first thing we know that has been changed is aim assist is gone from pods, which was actually good because it felt weird. Are there any updates or plans to revisit old chapters that didn't receive match, such as All Kill chapter or Binding of Kin? While we on the level design team don't control the content of the chapters, we are definitely eager to delve deeper into the lore environments mentioned in the archive, character bios, tomes, and even comic books. We appreciate your enthusiasm and interest. Please keep the feedback coming, though we can't specify anything at this time. Is there only one golden toolbox per realm, i.e. Toba Landing and Nostromo Wreckage are both in the same realm but are very different maps? So is there only one golden toolbox on one of them, or do both maps have their own golden toolbox? Unknown's map is another example. It's the same as Dredge's, which does that have a golden toolbox that has been found? So does Unknown's have the one too, or does it not have one since Dredge's maps already has one? It is indeed one per realm. If it visually looks different, I take the question that you look for the kind of Easter eggs. I like it too. Let's see what else we came up with in the future. Are you guys planning on adding any variations to current original maps that are set during the daytime or night, or vice versa? Yes, this is something we're considering in the future. We're looking into what would be needed to add to deploy those maps. Will you acknowledge the rising trend of hackers impersonating small streamers and casual players to get the actual innocent player banned? There is a clear bias of only helping large creators who were implicated by this. We've investigated the issue you mentioned and are actively working with our EAC partners to unban the affected account. We have reached out to the other players. We apologize for the error that has led to their ban and will offer compensation. We are also reviewing our process to prevent such incidents in the future. While we don't share too many details on this topic, as doing so could aid those developing cheats, we want to reassure players that significant efforts are continuously underway behind the scenes and maintain a fair, safe, and enjoyable game experience. So basically this question was trickster bug, causing seizures in some people with the random strobing. Kill switch is a nuclear option we assess carefully with the impact of the bug effect on matches. With Trickster's issue in particular, we only had one confirmed report and video. We're asking players who have been affected to please contact player support. We have started to get more stats these years, something great. Now it would be nice to know if we would be planning to release bigger and wider stats for something like average prestige on the characters. Stats is something we love to give, and we're going to continue to release more in stats to our players. We try to show something that will appeal to a wide range of players, so something fun that will give us something more serious. So we will expanding the different options coming out to people. Will Lara Croft get a trailer? This time around, we tried to do something different. Instead of the PTB, we're looking at trailers for launch. Instead, stay tuned. Should we expect DBD to move in the direction of becoming actual esports? This answer comes in 2 parts. Oh God, here we go. As far as the development of the game goes, we are not planning on any kind of esport leveling competitiveness as a priority. Our current focus around making the game enjoyable as many people as we can. This means we will always have sometimes change for the positive players, but less for the competitive folks. With that being said, competitive scene has flourished. Despite that, player organization tournaments have own rule sets designed to keep things fair and interesting while players at that level. We have recently begun supporting some community-driven tournaments by providing prizes, and we're planning to continue this moving forward. We're also interested in seeing how we can support these tournaments in the game with features improvements to customize games. If there's something in particular you'd like to see, let us know. Are there any plans in the future of original survivors Killer's Tome, such as Adam, Jeff, and Dredge? We've been waiting a while. Much like other things, we have a lot of characters. It gets harder, but we're trying to go back and do people. There's one simple improvement that will probably help the competitive scene out more than literally anything. Letting players choose the seed of the map they're about to play. A seed override would fix problems of RNG, since comp players could play the same map over and over. That's a great idea. Please keep those ideas coming. Who gives a shit? When you listen to people and give Victor a top hat, little dude deserves a top hat. He wants to be fancy. Not a map question, but I have great designs and suggestions. Maybe could be a new building a map, like a top hat shop. Oh my God. Apparently he's not going to get his top hat. Can either make generator completion faster or be detrimental to lose progress by missing skill checks. Green generators have no changes and act as they are now, etc. Just food for thought. We're currently exploring different type of gameplay for the generators and how it would create something feels fresh, interesting for players. Here's a hint. We actually have something coming for you in a way of a future event. We have other ideas currently in prototypes, and we'd love to see those ideas come in. While it's not highly likely in the priority list, with the revision of Iron Will to 100%, are there still plans to standardize survivor volume across the board? That was originally brought up when the original nerf to Iron Will had happened. The difference between survivors like Rebecca and Ace is jarring. With the fix to the Were Elk skin, I was curious if this was still planned or possible even at this point. We have done some work on making the grunts of pain more consistent across characters' loudness noticeably, though there will always be all that we can do. We're currently looking at the inconsistency screen volumes. Yeah, Rebecca's loud as fuck. Is this to say proper visual rework has work started in terms of implementation? No, work started. It's been discussion in a moment. We have content coming before it's not forgotten. It can be annoying in meetings and keep asking about it, so no worries. For the upcoming chapter, we've made a significant change for Forgotten Ruins, improved palette content placement existing. Our community manager recently asked players in the forums which maps need to be prioritized. Haddonfield was top request, and we released an updated version of the map earlier this year. So this is just talking about like those reworks that have been talked about for Garden of Joy, Midwich, and Swamp. Next on our list is Badham, Garden of Joy, Midwich, and Swamp. We hope these upcoming updates enhance your gameplay experience. With Castlevania being added, will it mean that Vampire from the Tome cutscene will never be used? Also, want to know, since the Unknown is the coolest original killer ever, Sable is my favorite survivor, the map is good, just want to compliment the creators on this chapter. Okay, so you love some things wicked. I sadly can't comment on Castlevania chapter. Thanks for the second part. We're happy we worked on it. I mean, it doesn't come out till August 6th. We're not going to hear anything. We can infer that all modifiers will come back at some point. We have you considered making them a permanent, but in rotation. Like this week is 2v8, next week is Chaos Shuffle, so on. The way they are permanently in the game, but each mode will still feel fresh each time they come back. If I had to tell you, they'd kill me. So something's going on there, but well, they can't talk about it yet. Well, while Executioner's base kit is perfectly balanced, will we be getting add-on pass soon ever since he got rework for one add-on? We have a design for this. I wish we could talk about it, but we can't talk about it until it's released. What happened to that cosmetic plan? It seems like some characters are still getting taken over the outfit frequency compared to Hattie and Gabriel. Oh, poor Hattie. Although we definitely improved the volume of cosmetics for less popular characters, it is true that character popularity is a large driver in defining who gets more cosmetics. It is true that a character who's not very popular is not going to get helped by having limited or less access to cosmetic options, though. Through more concept testing, more community contests, as well as working with experts to respect the identity of our characters, we want to make sure all characters are getting high quality and well anticipated outfits. Currently, the give props option is post-game doesn't visibly do anything or impact players. If it has any impact at all, if I'm wrong, correct me. Have you considered maybe adding a small reward that comes with it? Maybe shards, blood points, or even a bit of XP? Thank you. We appreciate suggestions. In the coming days, we'll discuss this and consider its priority. Is it feasible to have a game mode where every player loadout can have like 5 or 6 perks? Anything is possible with modifiers and modes. What was the hardest chapter to make? Twins. Nightmare. In my honest opinion, there was a chapter that was harder than another. And that's it. Kind of good idea. Kind of brushed over some stuff. There was some decent information. The P100 thing is very interesting. I think if you do P100 a character, you should get something. I don't even care if it's just a badge or an icon or like a different... I personally, I think a skin would be the most appropriate, but like, I understand they're not going to make skins for everyone. There's characters that are problematic, like Hell Priest, etc. But an icon, I think, is something they could make work. And it's something that I think all the community wants. And P100s aren't even that common anymore. Lots of people have them or are on the road to getting them. Like, I barely play the game as much as I used to, and I'm still in the P30s on Nicolas Cage. Like, if I really wanted to focus on it, I could P100 him pretty easily. Like, there's a ton of cakes on him. We just had the anniversary. The Blood Moon exists now. There's a lot of ways to expand this, and I think that's something that needs to focus on. I think them avoiding talking about anything with Castlevania made complete sense. We're going to have the August 6th live stream where I think we're going to hear a lot of stuff, including cross progression probably. And this is a nice little like, hey, here's what's going on this month. But we all know shit's about to get more real on August 6th when they do their next live stream. Let me know, though, what did you think of the AMA? As always, thank you for watching, and later, mates.